Hello and welcome to a very rainy and cold day here at Universal Studios Hollywood. We have a lot to check out. Let's just head into the park. So just entering the park, before even checking out Grinchmas or Nintendo or any of that, but over in the studio store, we have some brand new merchandise, and I'm really excited because I love Metal Earth kits, and we have two brand new Super Nintendo World Metal Earth kits. They are expensive. They're $25 each, and they don't have an AP discount, but of course I bought both of them. We also have new merch for Jaws, at least new to me, for Wicked Shock from Amity Island, Massachusetts. And new in the last couple weeks, we have these sweatpants and quarter zip, and a nice mug that fits this theme, and a larger tumbler as well. This merch line also has a nice hat, t-shirt, and shorts. Now, it did just start raining pretty hard here, so I'm gonna hang out in the gift shop for a little while, because I did not bring an umbrella. If you've ever wondered what Grinchmas during the rain looks like, here's what it looks like. But what's cool is the Grinch and Cindy Lou Who are meeting together. Because it is raining, they're both covered. Okay, because it's actually starting to come down a little bit more now, I'm going to rush over to an attraction, and I think I'm going to start with Secret Life of Pets Off the Leash, because that has an all-indoor queue, which is pretty nice. And one of the great things is that it is a complete walk-on. No one in the express line, no one in the first pre-show, and no one in the second showroom. I am completely just walking right on. Is there anyone in the load station? Just a couple people. This is pretty cool. Now, since it stopped raining just a little bit, I think it is time to go check on Super Nintendo World. So let's just head over to the former smoking section and check it out. But before even getting to the former smoking section, you can see that the splash pad is on. Not that you needed to get extra wet today because it's still raining. Now, the rain washed away a lot of the clouds, so the valley is pretty this morning. Now let's check on some Super Nintendo World. And here's just a wide overview. Other than Toadstool Cafe being slightly more revealed, there's nothing much to see from this end that's new this week. But we'll get a better view from the Starway, just a more head-on look at Bowser's Head. Here's a look at the building taking over the former commissary area, and here's a look at the new Universal Creative Campus. Both of them have been progressing pretty nicely. And as I say every time I leave the former smoking section, do not smoke, it kills you. Right outside of the Grinchmas Plaza is Mel's Diner, and there are some new drink options for Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Here's a look at them, the Cafe con Leche milkshake and the Tuxedo Shake. Those are a little bit too sweet for me this early in the morning. Passing the special effects show, what's interesting is today there are no morning or afternoon shows. The first of two shows today is at 5 p.m. Of course, remember, this show is closing in January along with animal actors to make way for a brand new unannounced attraction. And while this is going to be my last time visiting in 2022, I'm definitely going to have to visit both shows before they close in 2023. Heading towards the lower lot, we have brand new trusses that have been added outside of the Simpsons ride and the lower lot sign. These are Believed, which is Universal Studios Hollywood's New Year's Eve extravaganza. It's actually included in the Platinum Annual Pass, and it is a hard-ticketed event for everyone who doesn't have a Platinum Pass. I will not be here. I will be out of town, but I've always wanted to go. It seems really cool. They have fireworks and shows and dancing. It's a really neat event. Now, one thing I'm happy about missing is all of the crowds that are going to be over the next couple weeks. These are probably the two busiest weeks of the year for Universal Studios Hollywood, other than maybe midsummer. So I think it's going to be pretty crowded, and I'm very happy to be missing that. As you can see, the rain has pushed away a lot of the crowds, at least early this morning. You know what? Let's turn around and check on some Super Nintendo World. And like I predicted, there are a couple things to look at here. Zooming in, looking at the Toadstool Cafe, there's a new chimney that's been added to the front entrance. Nothing really new above it at Bowser's Castle other than a new banner that's been added to the right of the entrance. And other than that, the land just looks incredible. We'll get a better look and see if they're running the warp pipe from the lower lot. The lights are on inside of the Mario Kart queue. The Mario Kart queue is likely going to be the entire second level of the land, then going into the show building and taking up the entire second level of the show building. It is going to be a long queue, likely able to hold hours and hours worth of people for what is almost certain to be the most popular attraction in the park. Over at Jurassic World the ride, which is closed. You can see the entire lagoon is still drained, and they've added a new wall blocking off the load station from the drop section. Heading into the lower lot, we have a brand new popcorn stand. I know what you're thinking. Jake, didn't we just have a brand new popcorn stand? And yes, it was selling generic popcorn, but now it is selling Super Nintendo World items. Here's a look at the updated menu, and while it is still selling popcorn, they have 3 new drink items themed to Luigi, Mario, and Princess Peach, along with some new sippers that you can get themed to mushrooms. They've rebranded the entire side of the cart with some new signage as well. And speaking of inside the Super Nintendo World gift shop, we have even more new merchandise, including new figures of Chef Toad, Yoshi, and Mario. We also have a new plushie of Chef Toad as well. And speaking of Super Nintendo World, let's get a closer look at what's believed to be the exit to the land over here, or a second entrance, depending on how Ops decides to use it. And it looks like they are doing some work in here, but you can see some of the brickwork coming in, and it's going to transition directly into the land. Speaking of Super Nintendo World, City Cruising in 4K released a brand new aerial of the land. Let's check that out.
Coming in from the west side of the land, the first thing to note is all of the groundwork being done to paint over the concrete. There's a lot of work in the middle of the land to interactive areas, mushrooms, and more. At the top of the frame, you can see the entrance to the Bowser Jr. Interactive Challenge. And on the left of the frame, you can see the green warp pipe, which will be the exit to the land. On the left side, you can also see another interactive area for a piranha plant and a short queue for it, along with something outside with yellow frames. Over on Mount Beanpole, you can see an entrance for something, possibly the entrance for the Mario Kart attraction. To the right of that is another entrance to something underneath the thwomp, possibly an exit for the Bowser Jr. Challenge. To the right of that, of course, is the Toadstool Cafe, which wasn't painted at the time of the recording of this video. Next to that is 2 more yellow framed items on the wall next to the 1-Up Factory, the gift shop for the Mario Kart attraction. Some more mushrooms, and to the right of that, another interactive area. On the far right of the land is Peach's Castle, and a likely meet and greet location for characters to the left of the warp pipe entrance. Super Nintendo World is really coming along nicely, and there's going to be a lot for people to do in this land. Again, thanks to City Cruising in 4K for this video.
Now this is pretty exciting. They've replaced all of the fencing outside the land with movable ferns, which, yes, makes it difficult to see the warp pipe, but what it also does is it means that people are entering the land and that the fencing has been taken down. Now these ferns will likely be taken down as soon as the land opens, but as we get closer to previews and people getting to enter the land, these help block it off so people who aren't able to enter don't feel so bad. So because of that, we won't really be able to see the warp pipe from down here, but we can see a little bit of Mount Beanpole, and I always love showing this view. Also, at the base of Jurassic World The Ride, we have a brand new stage popped up. This is where they usually do events and stuff, but I think this is for the EVE event. They're probably going to have a DJ up here and a big party down here in the lower lot. So here outside Jurassic World The Ride, I did want to check out some stuff on CityWalk, so let's head over there right now. And here we are back at CityWalk. Let's check out some stuff. Starting with the Twosome Chocolate Emporium and Savory Feast Kitchen, which gets closer and closer to being finished with every single day. The biggest update this week is that we now have chairs and tables outside. I don't think they'd start putting those out unless we were very close to opening. Now, Universal's own announcements say they're not opening till next year. I still think we could get a soft opening this year. I love all the little details that have been added, like the chocometer on the pipes. This is something that you'd only be able to see from the second floor, and it's so small, but it looks incredible. I also love the lighting out here up front. It looks fantastic. Speaking out front, we have another pretty big update next to Twosome, which is the Things from Another World comic store has been painted yellow for some reason. From what I remember, this used to be a red color, so I'm curious what the change is. This has the same pattern as over here, the former Starbucks and Blaze location, but this one's painted orange. Also, in my last update, I don't think I mentioned that the fountains reopened outside of the Abercrombie and Fitch location. But there's just too much to do in the park, so let's just head back in. And here we are back in the upper lot. Let's check on some stuff. Starting with Quickie Mart, because I was wondering if they had any additional Simpsons merch beyond what was sold in the studio store, and it turns out they did. They have this nice Homer shirt. Now heading into the Wizarding World of Harry Potter through the back pathway, and it looks like no one is here right now. And not just no one in the back pathway, but nobody is in line right now for Ollivanders. It's a walk-on. We also do have some nice Christmas decor that I don't think I checked out last time I was here, including this garland on the Forbidden Journey sign. And I know it's not really decor, but in the back of the land are two deciduous trees with which have started to turn orange because it's getting a little cold here. So while Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey is a 15-minute wait, across the way, Flight of the Hippogriff is only a 5-minute wait, which means it's probably a walk-on. Leaving the Wizarding World, I just saw something I've never seen before, which is the rained-out version of the Triwizard Tournament show. Basically, they just bring everyone out and do photos. They don't really do the show because it's not really safe on the stage. Now, I was hoping to see a few more characters, but I think it's just a little bit too wet for them to come out. I might need to come back one more time before New Year's. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this one. If I don't end up doing another update, I hope you guys have a great holiday season. Whatever holiday you celebrate, I hope you celebrate it with the people you love, and you have a great holiday season. I'll see you guys in 2023.